unions in the player skill UI. See, I know that's a little confusing, but what that really means is when you press start, you go to your skills, go to your class skill. It doesn't look like it's available, but you have to click on one of these skills, and then that's when your actual unique class skills are available, and you can pay for it with skill points. So, this is all available at 10 class skill points. Yeah, so you pay every single one. Personally, the best thing for the Berserker is the Blood Frenzy, so I'm gonna pay for that. And now here is more skills that you can do. You can just swap everything out. I'm not gonna swap anything out other than Rage and Blood Frenzy. So the next skill, let's see, Berserker. The new skills available is Predatory Hunger. Consume all fury to restore HP and pull all surrounding enemies into melee range. The amount of HP restored increases the more fury is consumed. Iron Stride, move a short distance in the chosen direction, gaining immunity to nearly all attacks while you do so. Cool effects. New passives. Concussive Force. Shoulder Strike reduces stuns affected enemies for 1.5 seconds. And this is the next skill. This is the one that I'm actually going to be going for. Blood Frenzy. Using rage while rage is already in effect, restores 33% of your max fury in exchange for 33% of your current HP. This effect is only once per rage. Tactical. You use Iron Stride while you have 40 or more fury. It consumes 40 fury and increases your attack power 15% for 7.5 seconds. Okay. Feast or Famine. Increase HP restored by Predatory Hunger 100%, but prevents you from gaining fury for 5 seconds afterwards. Now, the next thing that we have here is for the Crusader. New skills. Zealot's Fire. Sacrifice your defense to empower your weapon with Holy Flame. While active, each of your guard gauge and deals 15% extra damage. This effect lasts until your guard gauge is expended. Piercing Shield throws a shield that damages all enemies in its path, traveling up to 15 meters. New passives. Splinter Shield. If shield throw hits an enemy, it explodes into shards and damages nearby enemies as well. Impervious. Using guard blocks attacks from all directions instead of just in front of you. This is actually a really cool passive because this skill allows you to block Firebomb from mages that most people aren't able to block beforehand. So if you're going against a blind executioner mage, this will make fights pretty much easy. Fanaticism. While Zealot's Fire is active, movement speed is increased 15%. Each attack has a 3% chance of restoring 20% HP, and skill that consumes bravery restores 14% of your guard gauge. Now, I know that skill sounds like a lot of fun, but from what I've been hearing about a lot of Crusaders is they don't really like the skill and it takes too long for it to proc. What's up, Wolfie? Now, Hordebreaker. Increase the damage of Piercing Shield, additionally dealing damage to enemies with Piercing Shield. Reduce its cooldown by 1 second for each enemy hit, and decrease animation time while using the shield skill. Now, for the mage, these are the skills. New skills. Frost Shield. Summons an icy shield to protect you from damage for up to 7 seconds. While you're holding the skill, you cannot move or attack. I've been seeing this move a lot in dungeons. A lot of people use it. It's really effective. However, it does not mean you are invincible. I've seen people get one shot from bosses, so it protects you from most of the stuff, but not everything. For example, Royza can kill you instantly. The Bone Dragon can send you flying backwards, so don't trust it for everything. Nice, Wolfie. Well, I'm just doing a quick video. I'm going to upload this, and after I'm done talking about the update. Arcane Storm, this is the ability that every single mage I've seen use on top of Frost Shield. It consumes all mana crystals to unleash a fury barrage of arcane bolts at an enemy, dealing more damage for each mana crystal consumed. People are saying that this is probably by far the best passive skill to replace for the mana restoration. The little skill that you use to like get your mana back. That's what they swap out for it. So new passives are Time Distortion. Using Amplifier reduces active skill cooldowns 2.5% for each mana crystal consumed. Mana Conduit. Increase your movement speed while using condition whenever you reach. All crystals are immediately consumed to restore 50 mana per sec for 30 seconds. Note, this passive only applies if Concentrate is assigned as your other skill. Most mages don't use this, so I will go more in depth with each of these skills once I get them all for my class. I'll most likely just buy 10 skill points with star seeds, so you guys can see for yourself. Hibernal Regeneration. Using Frost Shield consumes all mana crystals, restoring 4% of your max HP per mana crystal consumed. Cyclical Casting. Arcane Storm restores 10% of max mana for each mana crystal consumed. So these are all the mage skills. Personally, from the two that two of the most positive feedback from I hear from most mages is to use Arcane Storm and Frost Shield. Those are the ones that everyone uses. Now for priest, new skills. Consigned to darkness. Summon a circle of shadows that appears at your current position and remains for 20 seconds, dealing damage over time to all affected enemies as long as they stay within its radius. Escape the wicked. Damage nearby enemies and teleport 10 meters backwards. I think I've seen this one, but can't really say I'm a fan of it personally. New passives. Holy Warrior. Increase the maximum number of enemies affected by retribution from 3 to 4. And the other one is Empowered Prayers. Increase Sacred Ground diameter from 10 meters to 50 meters. I highly recommend that passive because that thing has an obnoxious size for your ring. Like, it is actually obnoxious how big it is, and you could place that anywhere. It'll still cover everything in the field, so everyone can actually use your ring. Consigned to Darkness. Summons a circle of shadows that appear at your current position that remains for 20 seconds, dealing damage over time. We already talked about this. I don't know why it's repeating here in the chat for the passive. Whispering Shadow. Consigned to Darkness inflicts curse on affected enemies, increasing the received damage 10%. So now this is actually interesting, and I do recommend you doing this. I've been seeing a lot of priests use this alongside with their ring because it adds extra 10% damage, so you can actually clear bosses a lot quicker. So you get the 10%, you get the 15 I think percent buff on your priest, plus you get 10% extra damage. Now stack that with Mark and the defense down from Berserker, then you're gonna be doing faster clears on bosses because you're doing extra damage. Now the Stunning Rebuke reduces escape. The wicked energy cost 20% and affected enemies are stunned for about 2 seconds. Retribution can no longer scales with level. It will have a 3-level upgrade system. So from reading this from the abilities and what I've seen so far in the past dungeons, I would have to say that Consigned to Darkness with Whispering Shadows is probably one of the best things, along with Empowered Prayers, which increases his Sacred Ground. I don't know if you can stack the two, but I would say Whispering Shadows is by far the best thing that you can do because you're increasing extra damage by 10%. Now, for the Ranger. New skills. Flashbang Arrow. Fires an arrow that explodes into blinding light on impact, briefly stunning enemies into a small area around the primary target. Now the next one is Peregrine Strike. Fend off enemies in front of you with a sweeping kick. Use gain within 1 second to perform repeated kicks up to a maximum of 3. Enemies affected by the third kick are thrown into the air and knocked away from you. Each kick inflicts daze in PvP, temporarily disabling movement and evade. I am actually really looking forward to this. I was told that it doesn't do that much damage, but it's just kind of goofy to see a ranger kick for the first time. So I'm probably going to get that on my ranger as well. New passes. Overdraw. Increases Tempest shot damage 7%. Quick Hands. Decrease the time it takes to reload by -2 seconds. I've been seeing a lot of rangers use this, but I'm not going to justify using that most of the time because there's little pockets of time that you can actually reload. It's not a big deal. Dazzling Charges. Increase flashbang arrow stun duration by +1 second. Peregrine Mastery. Peregrine Strike stuns all affected enemies with every kick. None of these are just kind of like appealing to me. The Ranger's arrows will now reload automatically even without the reload skill required. Tempest Volley and Thundering Arrows are now separate blessed skills which can be used independently. Tempest Volley, Thundering Arrows, and Tempest Shots camera can be controlled with the left analog stick. I'm not a fan of this, mainly because I'm so used to using the right analog stick. The fact that I could use the left analog stick, I don't think they needed to do that. So, based off the Ranger, I would say if you hate the reload time, definitely get Quick Hands. But I would like the Peregrine Strike because it's just goofy to be able to kick. Now for General, modified so that even if one skips that character creation tutorial, the same items are equipped in the quick slot. Yeah, I hated that because you will not have any of the skills or anything from the from skipping the main story. But I found a way to fix that around everything. Campaigns. Added a new campaign, Land of Legends. Now the first objective. Attain honor reputation for Jungle Tribal Alliance. Acquire 50 letters. Acquire a large collection of clothing 100 times. Achieve 10,000 gold skills and successful 100 equipment upgrades. Reward. Repair tool chest. Repair tool times 3. Precise repair tool 1. The second objective. Defeat Manya. Defeat Jadshell Pagar Warrior. Defeat the Dragonoot Blade Master. Defeat Pagar B. Activate all teleposts in Timeless Jungle. Reward Healing Potion chest. Healing Potion 3 times 3. Healing Potion 2 times 5. Potion of Regen 3 times 3. Potion of Regen times 5. Third objective. Clear 100 prestige quests. Defeat 100 bosses. Mount ride distance 100 million meters, I believe. Obtain 50 mounts. Perform taming 100 times. Reward key chest, seal chest key times 3. Abyssal chest key times 2. Now the fourth objective in the campaign is attain highest reputation for Jungle Tribal Alliance. Defeat Kuat Ron within 4 minutes. Defeat elites 500 times. Spend more than 10,000 gold on purchases. Activate all teleposts in Zincala. Reward gathering ticket chest. Bowden gathering tickets. All these different rewards. Fifth objective, clear 100 crusade quests. Defeat 100 players 100 times on the battlefield. Spend more than 10,000 gold on teleposts. Spend more than 10 hours at the soul power. And collect 6 pages of the giant canis. Reward mount Shadow Blade Alpha Wolf. Now the sixth objective in the campaign is defeat Oses, which is the new world boss. I haven't seen him, so I don't know what he can and can't do. So I'll have to check that out. Obtain 50 conditional treasure chests. Save players from near death 500 times and defeat Snitch within 4 minutes. Have the target of Koboom Sticky Bomb damage everyone else in the party. 75 bag slots. Complete 1,000 regional quests and quests. Reward basic starseed booster for 30 days. And the final completion reward is a Golden Age weapon appearance chest. Receive a class appropriate Golden Civilization weapon skin. Reward repair tool chest. Healing potion chest, key chest, gathering mining booster chest, etc. After playing the campaign, though, I will say that I wasn't really a fan of how short it was, but I mean, this update was massive in every other way, so it's alright. Because I already beat the campaign in less than an hour, I would say, or less than an hour and a half of just straight mowing through it. But then again, our gear score is just so high that obviously we're going to mow down through the next campaign in the Timeless Jungle. Now for dungeons. The maximum level set requirement of all dungeons has been set to level 30, and the gear score requirements for all arena challenges, dungeons, and lairs has been changed. And I will say this is by far one of the best things that has happened in the game, because a lot of people have alt characters that they don't want to have to regrind to level 37, 38, wherever it was to do abyssal dungeons. Unfortunately, you don't get an abyssal dungeon chest key until about level 35, so you can do the dungeons, you just can't do them while using a key. But any dungeons between level 30 to 35, you're able to do with no consequences. Now for the arenas, Mercenary, Null, Corrupted, the Cursed Knight, Emissary of Flame, the Federal Executioner. The maximum gear score for that is 866, as well as the Payguard Champion has actually increased as well. So let me show you exactly what that is. So if you go to the arena, the Payguard Champion is gear score requirement of 915. But be ready for that one, because that one's a tricky dungeon. Now the new layers, everything's increased. I don't have to talk about the gear score requirements for that, but I will say that everything has been bumped up. The Chambers of the Ancients used to be 1136, but now it's at 1166. And the new Temple of Lies is actually 965. So yeah, you can do this the minute you hit level 30. So get your alts to level 30 so you can do all dungeons. Now, the Cobalt Lair, Infernal Kitchen, 522 gear score required, Cervantes Mausoleum, all of these have all gone up. That means the Literature Spite, which used to be 1136, is now 1166. So the same thing goes for Abyssal Dungeons. I know you were able to do them before at 1170, but now they pushed it up. And personally, I think that's alright. And it's a good thing that they did that, because a lot of players would go into an Abyssal Dungeon and not have the abilities to actually go through that dungeon and to make it smooth. So a lot of players made it really rough when you would randomly queue. It's good that they actually increased the gear score requirement. So basically it's 1200. Abyssal Kitchen is 1166. Now the new dungeons, let's see, the Halls of the Dead, it is 1231, I would believe. Yep, it's 1231. Now the new dungeon, the Cobalt Lair, and there's a new dungeon which is the Chariot Rolling Through the Land, which is basically the Payguard Champion. The new lair is Temple of Lies, and the new Abyssal Dungeon, Halls of the Dead. There is no level requirement. I don't know why it says that in the patch notes. You can definitely do it at level 30. Unfortunately, like I said, it doesn't matter if you can do it. You won't be able to complete it, mainly because of the fact that you don't have a sealed chest key to open it. I mean, if you want to do it and stack on chest, in the meantime, go ahead, but it's just kind of a waste of time unless you can open it. Now, change how Roy's skill that attackers use then summon the mana stones at work. It now cannot be dodged by rolling and summons mana stones over a larger range than before. Now the Cobalt Lair, Infernal Kitchen, added 1 Golem skill effect, added 3 new dungeon quests, etc. And all these different things. Now there's a new event going on, which is added the Star Chaser Shibiki. It's only for this event. I haven't done it yet. I don't know how much Star Seeds the Shibiki gives you, but I am going to be doing this more so later today, so I'll be able to talk about that tomorrow. The Star Chaser Shibiki is similar to the Treasure Shibiki, but it drops Star Seed. Improve the method used to determine when and where the Treasure Shibiki will spawn. Added new field bosses, Oses. So now there's 2 different things. Change the elite monsters in the Timeless Jungle. The Bloodbound Captain is now the Jade Shell Pagar Warrior. The 2-headed Wyvern is now the High Priestess Scanis. And the Cobalt Foreman is now Mecha Boxer. And added 2 new skilled monsters in the Null's Ways. The Mad Lake Elephant and Vicious Lake Crocodile. So, I believe there is one last couple new things to talk about. Like again, this is just a really fat update. This is just me giving you an overview and just reading everything. I can kind of go, if you guys want me to, I can go more in depth with each thing, but I'm just kind of just touching upon it now. So the zones. Change conditions for regional quests to occur. So when deciding on which quest to activate, it will randomly select the quests available, excluding quests that have already been activated, which is really good for people doing prestige quests, for example. If a quest has already been done, it's not going to repeat. So if you're waiting for that, branch quest to occur, then it will be given a chance to show up again every single day, because it will not show up again. It will not repeat until it shows up. It will reset after all quests in a region or group have occurred at least once. That's what it says right here. The next quest to occur will be randomly selected from the quests within their group. Allocated teleports used exclusively by large cities in the 4 regions. Blah blah blah. South, Spherios, Kazakor, Navra. The quest to defeat the Tristeza, Cyclops, Noways, Bashan, Navarra, Harpy Queen have been reclassified as independent regional quests. So, let's see. I'm guessing that's because they don't have to wait for everything else to repeat, so it'll be independent of basically the rotation. Added overhead display icons for special monsters in the Nullways Tristeza. Nullways King Jumbo, Island Protector Tristeza, Raphael, Field Monsters Elite, Purple Skilled Blue, Dungeon Monsters Boss Orange, etc. Eidolon Forest. Added 1 new obtainable document. Estates. Added an estate tutorial quest during decorating your estate ornamental installation. Null's Ways. Added 1 episode quest, Nature's Wrath. Now, Navarra added 5 regional quests in Navarra. Venomous Vermins, Keep Calm, The Harpy's Queen's Blood, and Escaping Stallions, and Rough Claw Raid. So you'll check them out once you get there. Osium. Changed elite monsters in Osium and added new regional quests for them. The Emissary of Fire is now the Dragonute Blade Master. The Sun Piercer is now Steel Spine Pagar Warrior. Quest. Infernal Flame objective. Changed from bringing a Scholar Frederick the Emissary Ashes item of the Emissary Flame to the Dragonute Sword. Quest, Lakeshore Shootout. Quest objective shoot from bringing Researcher Stephanus the Arrow of the Sun item from the Sun Piercer to the Steel Spine Warriors Club from Steel Spine Pagar Warrior. Sparios. Added 5 quests in Marco's Farm. Giant Wolf, No Soup for You, Tools of Trade, Bothersome Boars, and 1 for the Road. These are just new quests for that one. Timeless Jungle. Added the main story quest to the Timeless Jungle. Set the rewards for the Timeless Jungle story and side quests. Added new invasion in the Timeless Jungle, and invasion quests for the Timeless Jungle region have been added. Now for Zenkala. Added prestige quests, Good Friends of the Bellogs in the Timeless Jungle in Zenkala. Added a Bellogs reputation merchant nearby the Stone Moss Lake. Created 52 main story quests in Zenkala. Added 2 repeatable reputation quests in Zenkala. So I know you guys finally got your stuff exalted in your 5 regions, but it looks like we're gonna have to continue this cycle all over again in Zenkala. So get ready to start doing more reputation quests. Now for the enhancement system. Players will now receive an enhancement success rate bonus when an enhancement fails at the normal enhancement artisan. The additional percent gained via failing and common and licensed merchants can be used at all 3 enhancements NPCs. So that means they did not get rid of the unlicensed enhancement artisan. And I will tell you this much, that it's probably a good thing, because I love using unlicensed and enhancement artisan, because a lot of times I get stuff to like legendary +4 and bind it and resell it on the marketplace, which is kind of a cool way to make seeds if you want. Because it's a risk, you want it, it's a win-win. If it gets destroyed, you want the fail stack. If it gets upgraded to +3, +4 legendary, even if it's a B item, you could list it on the marketplace for star seeds. And it literally costs you no star seeds to make, just cores. Additional percent gained via failing at common unlicensed merchants can be used on a different equipment. The additional percent disappears once an enchantment is successful. So The common fail equals 2.5% and fail plus break equals 5% bonus. Now, but if you take it to the unlicensed, if it's destroyed, you get a 7.5% bonus, which is why I like destroying it at the unlicensed. Because once you destroy it, that's pretty much good to go. Take that bad boy to the Master Enhancement Artisan or the common, because you already have a 7.5 fail stack without costing you any seeds, which is basically the equivalent to 3 different embers added into it. Crafting. Added fortification stone conversion crafting to the alchemy crafting station. The recipe is already known by your characters and has no crafting level requirement. But I'm not a fan of these because you literally get fortification stone enough as it is. New estate decorations have been added: round bush, triangles topiary, square topiary, circle topiary, bright street lamp, and they can all be found when taming rare creatures. Luxurious street lamp. Added potato soup cauldrons installation kit to the estate's material shop for 5,000 starseed. Added a new guild XP and growth system. Guild perks add the ability to increase the maximum numbers of guild members to purchase a guild mount and guild banner, and adds a variety of other benefits to help grow your guild. Players can now purchase a variety of guild products. Players can now donate to the guild if guild progression is slow. Guild contribution will differ based on the amount of donation. Guild level has been added. Level up your guild by doing the following. While in a guild, kill monsters in the field, increase guild XP. While in a guild, completing quests increases guild XP. Team up with guild members and clear dungeons to increase guild XP and acquire guild contributions everywhere else. Successfully defeating a field boss increases guild XP and guild gold limit and acquires guild contribution points. Guild related progression and contribution can be found in the menu under guild, then my contribution. It will be used as a currency in future updates and can be earned now. If a guild leader is offline for more than 7 days, the ownership will automatically next successor based on guild priority and position. I'm not a fan of this. I am definitely not a fan of this. I don't think this should be in. I would say they need to increase it. I know they want to make sure people are active, but I would say a month of inactivity, I would say. Because 7 days is too much. Change the priority listings of the joinable guild list. Priorities are as follows. Guild with least number of members and alphabetical order. Man, there's just so much in this update to go over. I'm scrolling down and there's still so much more. Ugh. I will say, added a new PvP protection item. I'm just gonna skim through this. No, I'm not. Because we definitely need to talk about this. It can be purchased from the Lumina shop for 200 Lumina or earned from Blessed Pass rewards. So there's something that you can actually. The game is definitely pay to win now. So basically, you can pay something in the Lumina shop to protect yourself from getting attacked. Now, the big thing that's actually new in this game is the fact that they implemented an honor system to work as a counter to the infamy system. Players can increase honor when killing another user with notoriety. Players can earn passive buffs when reaching a certain level of honor. Added PvP arena and battlefield core time function. So basically, you don't even have to kill anybody. The second you flag and attack somebody, you get instant notoriety and anybody on the map can kill you, which is ridiculous. So if you flag and hit someone, just immediately you're an